All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our Madden 25 Connected Franchise Owner Mode Fantasy Draft Buffalo Bills Ralph Wilson YouTube series. I am coming to you today on Friday, episode number 70, with some new audio software, some reconfigured hardware, and finally, the journey for better sound quality, I think, has hopefully come to fruition. I've had a lot of people. Actually, it's been quite remarkable, the feedback on this channel from people. Everybody says, I love the series. You're so much fun to watch. So much fun to listen to. I get better from watching you play because da-da-da-da-da. Generally, it's all positive, but there's always that but in there. And they say, but your audio quality isn't very good. Can you turn it up? And so what basically has happened is the way I had my hardware configured previously, it was configured in such a way that I had to record. The hardware was forcing me to record stereo. However, I only had a mono input, so I had to split the mono input in half, which was basically reducing the audio, the sound level by a half. So even if I turned it up all the way, it was still too quiet. People weren't happy with it, and the right channel, which is the channel I had to split the audio source to, was never able really to catch up with the other channel. So this way, this is a test. So if something is weird with the audio today, this is my first time recording with it. Hopefully, you guys can cut me just a little slack and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If there's something you want changed about the audio, if you're still not totally satisfied with it, again, please let me know, and I will be happy to take that request into account. Now, Buffalo Bills coming into this game at the 4-0 mark, quarter of the way through the season, still perfect, sitting atop the AFC East. We're going to start things off today by checking out our division rival, Miami Dolphins. We know this team quite well because we've played them twice. Last season, twice this season. This is our first meeting with them. So Colin Kaepernick leading the way for them. Sean Green, the starting running back. Lance Kendricks, the fullback. Santonio Holmes is on fire, and he is going to be a deep threat today. 95 speed. T.Y. Hilton lit us up last year when we played these guys at the end of the season. We'll have to watch him. Ruben Randall and Jarrell Jernigan in there as well. At the tight end spot, Benjamin Watson. Not as much of a threat as he used to be, but still decent speed at 82. David Deal, the left tackle. Hopefully Bruce Irvin can take advantage of that. Marcus Cannon, the left guard. Marquise Pouncey, the center who's hurt. So the center today will be Brian Schwenke. Hope I'm saying that right, 23 years old. Chris Cooper, the right guard, and the right tackle is Luke Jokel, second-year man, former second overall pick. Anthony Spencer is the starting left end. The starting right end is DeMontre Moore, 22 years old. Sion Pua and Davion Mandrew, who's hurt, will not be in. Instead, it's Clon Devon, who will be playing. Clon Devon. He's a rookie, and I think you can tell that's a computer-generated name. Clon Devon. Anyways, they're at the starting right tackle or defensive tackle spots. And Dennis Adams, another rookie at the outside linebacker spot. Demario Davis is in the middle. Sean Porter rounds out what is a pretty weak linebacking core, all things considered. Hopefully we can take advantage of that. Josh Wilson, Cortez L on the starting corners. Javier Arenas and Captain Munderland, star player of the real-life Carolina Panthers, in at the corner spots. Antoine Bethia and Le'Veon Gilliam are the starting free safety. Le'Veon Gilliam was looking at my chops thinking, oh, this guy's 65 overall. He's going to be starting. We got to take advantage of that shit. No, it's okay. And look at that. Le'Veon Gilliam has the same picture as our beloved Basman Hooker. So, attaboy, Madden. Sometimes Madden throws these little twists and turns at us that we just got to accept and move on from. Danielle Manning is the starting strong safety. Kicker is Mason Crosby. Punter is Matt Bosher. We have a perfect record against these Miami Dolphins. Hopefully that continues today. A big part of our game plan will be to watch, of course, the read option that Miami likes to run in real life with Ryan Tannehill, and that the Colin Kaepernick likes to run in San Fran from time to time. And here we go. Three guys in the backfield on the starting Sean Green play action. Kaepernick's going to take off. Jamarcus Sanford in there, misses. Kaepernick eventually taken down by Durant, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, and company, but not before he scampers for about a 10-yard gain. That sets up the Miami Dolphins with a first down, still in their own territory, but right there from the very beginning, we can see the the running and athletic prowess of Colin Kaepernick. Here he moves Watson from right to left. He's going to pass it, and he's got Watson out of the backfield. Kirkpatrick not able to catch up. Vontae Davis comes up, makes the tackle. But that's a 12-yard gain for Watson. The Dolphins not screwing around. They come out, and they are flying here. 2 straight first downs. Kaepernick, a decent season so far, completing 54% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, 4 picks. Here they give it to Sean Green, who gets crunched by Bruce Irvin. 3-yard gain for Sean Green over midfield. So far, I've been very impressed with this defense. We had some struggles last game on Tuesday against a talented New York Jets team, another division rival. With that being said, hopefully we can stiffen up today. We had to win that game on a last-minute field goal, as I'm sure you recall. We don't want that to be the case today. And Santonio Holmes makes a nice tackle, and he gets away from everybody. He's going to score. Unbelievable. Missed tackles left, right, and center. Santonio Holmes, Drake Kirkpatrick in on the coverage. We should be able to see the replay here coming up, or maybe they're not going to show it. Here it is, the replay in coverage. Drake Kirkpatrick just misses him. Then Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. No, pardon me, that was Shamarko Thomas. And just nobody has the speed to catch up. Unbelievable. A poor start here for our defensive unit. Decent along the ground. We did manage to contain Colin Kaepernick when he decided to take off. Sean Green, not much doing, but Santonio Holmes there breaks just a little out route on the right side, or pardon me, on our left, his left side, and breaks it for 48 yards and the touchdown. All right, so this game, just a couple minutes in, already 7-0 Dolphins. Here, Hooker gets the return. Decent return, not a lot to look at, but he still gets it up to the 24-yard line. And here comes Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks so far on the season. Having a fine year so far in my book. Ryan Williams, meanwhile, averaging almost 100 yards a game so far, has been phenomenal. Again, came into this season looking to be potentially the starting running back. Did not have the inside track, though, to that spot. As it turns out, has earned that spot and ran with it ever since getting it. No pun intended. And so we start the game off with a 4-yard run off the right side. Williams and Hooker in the backfield for this one, looking to go to the air. A little blitz coming here from the Dolphins. We get it out to Williams again, and he pulls it down. That looks to be about a 3-yard gain. Nice job there. Would have been nice to get it to Hooker, who's coming out of the backfield left to right, but the blitz was on, and so we're going to have to go to 3rd down here at our own 31-yard line. 3rd and 3, so not a lot of yardage needed. Miami has a bunch of these guys pressed up to the line. They almost all recede back, and there we go. Eric Baldwin makes a nice catch up at the 39-yard line. 7 yards for him and a first down for the Buffalo Bills. Eric Baldwin, our leading receiver through 4 weeks of the season. The rookie, our first-round pick from this past draft, showing why he deserves to be selected in the first round. 6'7", 85 speed. The man is a physical specimen, to say the least. Here we're going to go up to him again along the sidelines, and he does stay in bounds. Up from the 39 to the 49, that's a 12-yard gain, and another first down for these Buffalo Bills using play action. That's something that I don't think we do enough of, which is something I'd really like to do more of, is to use play action. Play action can sometimes be risky depending on how much protection you get. Sometimes you don't have a lot of time once the play action's completed. But on first down, considering that we often run on first down, it would be nice to do more play action, to take more advantage of. And, out there, Eric Wood not able to get out fast enough. Basman Hooker loses a couple yards on the screen pass. One of the defenders read the play very nicely. Eric Wood was there to make the block. Vasquez threw a great block on Wilson, but Spencer makes the tackle on Hooker. That will set us up 2nd and 12, and we're going to go to the shotgun, methinks. We got a 3-receiver set here. Let's go bunch trail. I love this play. I probably use this play too much, but until it stops working, I'm going to keep using it. And Deshaun Jackson's going to come open towards the sidelines, and he turns it up the sideline, actually. Gets a couple extra yards. That's 18 yards for him. Jackson setting up a first down. We are now officially flirting with the red zone up to the 35-yard line of the Dolphins. Barring a sack or a turnover, we should be getting coming away with at least a field goal here. We're going to stay in the shotgun. We still have, this time we have Eric Baldwin lined up in the slot, as well as Deshaun Jackson on the left-hand side. Both of them coming over the middle. And, oh, beautiful. Eric Baldwin comes open on the zone. Pow, beauty, down to the 8-yard line. Zone coverage for the Dolphins. Baldwin and Jackson come open over the middle, finding the hole in the zone. And now we are officially in red zone territory, which I like. Tuxedo T-shirt like. We're going to go pair twins on the right side. Cumberland's going to stay into block. Eric Baldwin's going to head out. I think we're going to change Williams here. Williams, we're going to have him instead head out to the left side. He won't need to go, though. Eric Baldwin's in for the score. Touchdown, Bills. Aaron Rodgers, his 9th touchdown of the season. Eric Baldwin gets what I think could be his 5th touchdown pass. I don't have that statistic in front of me. Great play, great job all around. 7-7 the score. First quarter coming to an end. As you can see here, we are playing at home. This is our 3rd regular season game at the brand new Buffalo Bills Stadium at Orchard Park in Buffalo, New York. It is Pink Day here, week number 5 in the NFL. October brings about the pink outfits, and you can see all along the stands fans lined in pink for breast cancer awareness. Getting back to the action, here comes Colin Kaepernick and company. Miami Dolphins had an excellent first drive down the field, scored a touchdown. Here they're going to have 5 wide receivers. Watson lined up in the slot, and they're going to go way out there to Randall, who's, I think, yes, not able to stay in. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. By the way, just a quick note here. There's I've had some people make some suggestions to me regarding the way in which we could go about utilizing the 3-4 defense on this team. And, oh, Colin Kaepernick's going to go. Bruce Irvin can't catch him. Kaepernick gets away. There's a flag coming down. Hopefully that's an illegal block. Bruce Irvin had a chance to scoop up Kaepernick in the backfield. Bruce Irvin actually with a higher speed rating than Colin Kaepernick by just a little bit. We'll see what the referees come up with here. We have a clip, which is beautiful for us. That's going to set up the Miami Dolphins 2nd and 16, I believe, at their own 26-yard line. Oh, pardon me, 2nd and 6. So they lose the forward progress that they gained on the run. 2nd and 6 coming up here. That penalty saves our bacon on that one. Here the Dolphins will step back again. Kaepernick goes to a wide open Santonio Holmes along the sideline. Holmes not able to stay in bounds, though. Vontae Davis, Sharknado Thomas back there. Neither of them able to make a move on the ball, unfortunately, but it all goes for no harm done. It all goes for fine. And 3rd and 6 coming up here. Mike Edge 1. We're coming off our left, their right side this time with the blitz. Looks to be not Jason Romano. That looks to be, oh, sorry, I shouldn't be talking. And Sharknado Thomas misses. Randall's got some room in front of him, and he's going to score. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie not able to catch up. Oh, that's a shame. 2 huge touchdown passes here in the first quarter for Colin Kaepernick. 9 seconds left in the quarter. Number 81, Randall, who really lacks speed, somehow gets behind, makes a little move. Unfortunate. Colin Kaepernick so far in today's game, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the first quarter isn't even finished. Unbelievable. The Miami Dolphins not only convert on 3rd and 6, they light us up. Anyways, Basman Hooker coming back here with the ball, and he's got some room on the return, gets it up past the 30-yard line. Nice blocking there from the guys up front. As I was saying before we go on offense here, we're going to look in practice on Monday's episode. So this is something to get excited about before Cereal Monday. Not that you need any extra reason to get excited for Cereal Monday. I mean, let's get real here. But it's something that involves the way we use our personnel for 3-4 situations on defense. It's something that I'm excited about. I don't want to necessarily implement it before we get a chance to take a look at it in practice. However, I think it could be really great for us. Anyways, back on offense here, Miami is all over. The linebackers pinching way up. Therefore, we're going to go audible to the air. Eric Baldwin, a mismatch, and Eric Baldwin continues to be our best player on the day. Already 5 receptions, 72 yards, gets up and over. He's going to beat that linebacker man-to-man every single time using his physicality, his size, making a nice play there. We are going to look to bring the ball back onto the ground now here at the 49-yard line of the Dolphins. Sure enough, the linebackers aren't pinched way up this time. We'll see if we can go off the right side. Williams cuts back, gets in behind Luis Vasquez, gets up for 6 yards. A nice play there. We're going to keep the ball on the ground this upcoming play as well. We don't want to get too far away ever in this offense from feeding the ball to Ryan Williams. We've invested in this offensive line that is so dominant. Ryan Williams having such a great season running behind them. Sure enough, he gets up there for a gain of 4 yards, setting up 3rd and inches. And when we have 3rd and inches, I like to take risks sometimes. I'm not a huge risk taker when it comes to the game. However, I feel like if you can take a shot deep appropriately, I think you should. 3rd and inches, I see this as a free play because I'm confident we're going to be able to get the first down on 4th down if we have to. So here, Eric Baldwin wide open in the flat. He's going to be able to turn it up, gets knocked around by a couple corners, but not before he gets up for 17 yards. Eric Baldwin just 12 yards shy of 100 on the day. Phenomenal play there. Doug Baldwin had come open on the longer route, but he was heading towards the sideline awfully fast, didn't want to risk it. So here, this is the play Jeff Cumberland has scored. At least it's the route. I don't know if it's the exact play, but it's the route he's used to score a couple of times this year. We'll see if he comes open. He kind of does, and Aaron Rodgers does take a shot, but he gets up for 10 yards. Jeff Cumberland again heading towards that sideline awfully fast. Didn't want to try and sling it in there on the run and come away inaccurate, especially with Aaron Rodgers. Who we don't run a lot with Aaron Rodgers, but if we're able to get out of bounds with him, I don't see the harm in running every once in a while. Again, provided we can get out of bounds to avoid him taking a shot, especially with the large number of injuries our team has been stuck with this year. Now here he's going to get caught in the backfield. We try and roll out to the left-hand side. A 10-yard loss here from the blitzing. I believe that was the safety who came on the blitz. I did not see it. And Allen comes up, makes the tackle. And now we are stuck in a long down, that's for sure. Bills curl flat. Now, I pity the fool who tries to cover Deshaun Jackson on this play. But with that being said, we're also going to send away some of our other guys. Eric Baldwin, I'm going to have him run just a straight fly. Williams, we're going to have him run a wheel route, try and get him upfield. We need some good positive yardage on this play. Deshaun Jackson's going to come open, but we're going to take off with it. Aaron Rodgers able to get up for a 15-yard gain. Aaron Rodgers gets some room off the other side. So 2 runs in this game for Aaron Rodgers already. That probably is already above the average he has. He almost never takes off more than once a game, much less, twice just in the first few minutes. But a nice carry there. We're not going to turn down 15 easy yards like that. So here we go in the shotgun. We need 5 yards for the first down, 8 yards for the touchdown. Hooker over the middle. Hooker's come open, and he's going to get there for the score. Basman Hooker, the outside linebacker coming on the blitz. The other middle linebacker has to move over to the left to cover. Hooker does not get there in time. Basman makes the nice catch, and despite looking identical to the Miami Dolphins backup free safety, he gets in there for the score, ties it up at 14 with 3 minutes to go in the half. Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdowns, 116 on the game, and has yet to throw an incompletion. So his numbers keeping up so far with Colin Kaepernick. As good as Kaepernick's numbers have been, Rogers doing just a fine job as well. Here, Stevens Howling's not going to even bother trying to bring it out of the end zone. That will bring out Colin Kaepernick and company with 3:01 left in the second. This team has thrown 2 long touchdown passes on their first 2 possessions. First scores, the first one to Santonio Holmes, the second one to the backup tight end, I believe it was, whose name escapes me right now, to be honest. Here, Sean Green's got a chance. He carries it up the gut. He's got room. Makes a couple guys miss, strips some tackles, 16-yard gain up the gut. So the Miami Dolphins, who so far have not really committed to the run at all, put it up the gut. Vontae Davis finally there to slow him up. Justin Durant made the final tackle. But that's not something we typically worry about on this squad, is making sure we prevent the offense from being able to go over the middle. And there, Justin Durant knocks the ball down. There was some pressure coming on these longer passing plays. We're going to do our best to, especially with Colin Kaepernick's running ability, spread out our defensive line and go edge rush, just to make sure that we are keeping him, Colin Kaepernick, contained, particularly on a play like this where there are no running backs in the backfield for him to hand off to. And here on the quick out, Ben Watson makes the catch. John Bostic misses the tackle, and Watson's going to go. Watson down to the 5, and he's going to score. No, he's not. He falls into the end zone, somehow didn't score, down at the 1-yard line. Benjamin Watson on the quick out, second time this has happened today. John Bostic just fumbles that one away. Drake Kirkpatrick was there as well. Dove couldn't catch him. Finally, Bruce Irvin, the defensive end, gets all the way down. Ben Watson must have stepped out of bounds because his body certainly fell into the end zone before his knee touched. Unbelievable. So really, the Miami Dolphins not on the 1-yard line here, more on the half-yard line or third-yard line. They're almost nothing away from the goal line. And my goodness, this defense today is not the same defense that played so incredibly well the first couple games of the season. This defense has been horrible so far. That being said, and Kendrick scores easily. The fullback sneaks out of the backfield. Colin Kaepernick, his 3rd touchdown of the game. Dolphins take the lead 21-14. Of course, barring a conversion here on the PAT. Sure enough, the ball is back. Mason Crosby knocks it through. 21-14 Dolphins. 1:58 left in the half. So the Buffalo Bills defense comes out 3 times for 3 series and gets lit up all 3 times. Colin Kaepernick, I think, has only found himself in a 3rd down situation twice in this entire game. What a shame. Here comes Gino Castro on the return. He tries to get out, but a nice containment there from number 32 of the Miami Dolphins. Castro gets back to just the 16-yard line. Not a great return for him. That means we're going to come out in the shotgun. We're not going to completely abandon the run here, but I do want to try and get some yards behind us before we start running it and taking up some time. Just don't want to be caught in the shadow of our own goalposts. Here, wide open. Doug Baldwin makes the catch, gets out of bounds. A nice play. Aaron Rodgers, kudos to him for getting off a nice throw despite throwing right off his back foot. Did not have a chance to stop and plant his feet. And there you can see Colin Kaepernick, almost 200 yards in the first half. Our defense is going to have to step it up big time in the second half if they're going to have any type of success. And the most bothersome thing about this so far really has been that the defense, it's not even scheme. It's just Colin Kaepernick's been continually throwing these quick little out routes, and our defense has just been getting wide open off the side. Oh, Deshaun Jackson makes the catch. He's going to have to get out of bounds, and he does. A nice speed move getting around the end. The clock is running, and as you can see there was a man who came wide open on the blitz off the right side. We're going to go as fast as we can. Get the next play off. No huddle. Eric Baldwin is open, but he's going to get caught for a loss. 2nd and inches becomes 3rd and 4. Should have called a timeout instead of gone with the no huddle. That's foolish of me. 21-14 the score. 1:23 left in the half. We need to convert here on 3rd and 4. We're going to go inside cross. Baldwin is in the slot along with Jackson and Doug Baldwin. Basman Hooker's in the backfield. I would love to get the ball to him, let him do it with his feet, and sure enough, he's going to get there. He makes a nice move with his feet, makes a man miss, gets up the sideline, gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That's a 20-yard gain on 3rd down, and the Buffalo Bills will keep driving. And the good news with that is we still have 2 timeouts, and we are in officially now in Miami Dolphin territory. That means that with 1:16 left in the half, we should be able to run the ball on the ground and play it off that way. Eric Baldwin here makes a nice catch, gets up for 4 yards. Not able to stay in bounds, but that's okay. Setting up 2nd and 6. And him getting out of bounds, I think, means that we're going to put the ball on the ground for this play. Hopefully pick up about 4 yards and then come back on 3rd and short and try and pull something out of our butts to get the first down. Aaron Rodgers, 15 of 15 this half. Ryan Williams, he's going to get the first down himself, up for an 8-yard gain on 2nd and 6. We're going to go no huddle again, and we are going to have Williams carry it once more. That is if I can get the audible correct. There we go. ISO up the gut. Williams hit quickly, but he still gets a 5-yard gain. That was Dominic Davis, the middle linebacker, coming up, making the play. And so 54 seconds left. Not a lot to worry about in the way of time. Just 29 yards for us to go still. This game has been all offense. Neither defense has been able to do anything so far, whether it be the Dolphins or the Bills. Here, Deshaun Jackson comes wide open in the slot. He's down at the 10-yard line. Nobody lined up on him. Safety's playing way back. Easiest catch of Deshaun Jackson's career. We're not complaining. 10-yard line. We can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, but that would be pretty ridiculous. We're going to give it to Ryan Williams off the right side. He bounces back in the middle, tackled with his momentum carrying him forward. He gets down to about the 4-yard line. The clock's still running. We're going to call our last timeout here with 24 seconds. Now, we can't stop the clock, but that's okay. It means that we have 3 chances to throw to the end zone. And even if we don't get into the end zone, even if the clock stops with just 4 yards to go, we should be able to get off another play. I'm not overly concerned about that. My expectation is that we have 2 or 3 chances to get in the end zone. And with that being said, I think we can do it no problem. Here we're in the shotgun to give us a little bit of extra space in case of a blitz. I'm wanting to hit Eric Baldwin or Deshaun Jackson in the slot. We'll see who comes open. Deshaun Jackson comes open, and that's the easiest touchdown of his career. The blitz comes from his side. The safety's way over top, out of position, and Deshaun gets it there for the score. 21 to 21 will be the score once Greg the Leg kicks it up and through, which he does. And so with 21 seconds left in the half, the score is 21-21. This has been the most offensive affair I think this team has been involved with all season, maybe ever, barring, of course, the preseason game this year that went to ridiculousness. I believe that game was against either the Rams or the Cowboys. I want to say the Cowboys, where we scored 57 points. I think it was in a game that had extended time. With that being said, though, Greg the Leg does what he does best, forces a touchback. And from our experiences, generally speaking, the opposing offense, when left with just a minimal amount of time in a half, will run the ball. Sure enough, that's what the Dolphins are going to do. Sean Green's got a bit of room. He outruns a couple guys, and he gets up for 21 yards. Just nobody interested in tackling today. This has been unbelievably bad. And that's going to allow the Dolphins to try and put a drive together. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Don't even know what to say to that. Just useless tackling today. 15 seconds left. Dolphins still have 2 timeouts. They can run a solid 3 plays if they manage things correctly. They're going to go ahead, and Kaepernick's going to throw it along the sideline. Santonio Holmes not able to stay in bounds. Kaepernick held onto that ball just a little bit too long, though. Vontae Davis, who's been almost impossible to throw against so far this season, looks vulnerable today. Santonio Holmes kind of having his way with Davis, which is a real shame. Here we're going to go cover 1 press. We are going to spread out our defensive line, go edge rush, to try and contain Colin Kaepernick in case he decides to take off. Jamarcus Sanford, our user player, is heading right back in a zone coverage. Nobody going deep, though. Kaepernick eventually throws it, and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie comes down with it. Kaepernick throws a ball he has no business throwing, and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie comes down with it at the 34-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. That's a huge play because with 3 seconds left, now in field goal range, we're going to be able to end the half with a field goal attempt here from Greg the Leg. I question that play call from the Dolphins going all curls underneath. That those curls would not have carried them far enough for a field goal attempt. And then Kaepernick just holds onto the ball forever, not able to get it away. Anyways, it's not our problem. We're going to kick it here for a field goal. Greg the Leg gets full distance on it. And when Greg the Leg gets full distance on it, the only thing that we should be concerned about is him blowing a hole through the roof of the new stadium. So that's far enough for the 51-yarder. And so a huge Dolphins mistake, a nice play from Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, who gets what has to be his league leading, I think it could even be 6th interception. He had at least 4 coming in. So he has at least 5 at this point. But my goodness, he gets another pick there to set up the field goal at the end of the half, which puts us up by 3, and that's huge because we're getting the ball at the end of to start this second half. Gino Castro is going to get a chance to get outside, and he's got room along the sidelines. He's up. He's just a foot race along the sidelines up to the 41-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. So great blocking. Gino Castro showing off his blazing speed. Just gets the Bills up and set up around the 41-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. A beautiful play to start off the second half. Again, this second half, it's huge for us to be starting with a lead and the ball because it means that if we can put together a drive here to put up a touchdown, we will quick. And John Kuhn misses the block on the blitzing linebacker. If he had managed to pick up the middle linebacker, which is essentially his job on 90% of his I formation blocking plays, Ryan Williams had a 10-yard gain right in front of him. Instead, we lose 3. Unbelievable. Just sloppy play there from John Kuhn. By the way, John Kuhn, I have an episode in practice where John Kuhn missed a block in the red zone, almost cost us a practice session. I don't know if it actually did, but I called it John Kuhn, Why You No Block. And it immediately got a thumbs down. And my videos, if you look at them, generally speaking, get at least 10 thumbs up to 1 thumb down. Very rarely even do I get a thumb down on later episodes in the series. That one got an immediate thumb down. So either John Kuhn himself watches my videos or John Kuhn has a huge fan who watches my videos. So for that person, I apologize for harping on John Kuhn, but he cost us a big play there at the start of the second half. With that being said, a nice reception there by Eric Baldwin. And pressure. Aaron Rodgers tries to get it away. Not able to do so. So 4th and 4 coming up here. We can kick a field goal from 52 if we want. I would rather go for it, to be honest. If it's only 4 yards, I feel like if you can't convert on 4th and 4, you don't really deserve to win the game. Let's go out. Let's see what the defense is lined up for. Let's see if it's favorable. Here, I like this. This, to me, reeks of zone coverage, which means that Williams is going to come open. I don't foresee this being a blitz. I also think that Manningham could come open on the streak, though I don't know if we have the balls to throw that on 4th and 4. We're going to go for it. Sure enough, it is zone, which means that Williams does come open over the middle, and he fumbles it away. Davis picks it up. So after that, Williams gets the first down, converts the 4th, and then gets rocked, fumbles the football, and it all goes for naught. The Miami Dolphins will start here on their own 26-yard line. So the Miami Dolphins turn the ball over deep in their own end at the end of the second quarter. It cost them 3 points, but they force a turnover here deep in their own territory, ending a Buffalo Bills drive. And that sets them up very nicely here. At their own 34-yard line, Sean Green goes around the right side for a carry of 9 yards there, clock running. Sure, the Miami Dolphins are down by 3, but it could be a lot worse. And that's too bad for Ryan Williams. Our biggest concern about Ryan Williams coming into this season was his carrying ability, was his ball control. And here Holmes comes wide open over the middle. Vontae Davis getting burned again in man coverage. unfortunate to see. Vontae Davis, the reason he's our guy is because he's kind of just a cork that you can plug into another team's depth chart and say, who do we want to just choke off from any chances today? Boom, that guy. Typically, that's always our top receiver, which in this case it is. Santonio Holmes, the top receiver for the Miami Dolphins. Put on Vontae Davis. He'll just serve as the cork that plugs him right off from doing anything successfully. There, Bruce Irvin with some really nice containment to the outside. Stopped Sean Green. Sharknado Thomas was there as well. Just a 1-yard rush there. Hopefully, with this 2nd and long coming up, we can force an incompletion or a sack, set up 3rd and even longer, and that will end this Dolphins drive. Started off by the Ryan Williams fumble. Ryan Williams had really low carrying ability when we drafted him. We've slowly built it up to really being... And Colin Kaepernick's got some room. Vontae Davis gets picked up, blocked. Colin Kaepernick still running. Jamarcus Sanford takes him down at the 25-yard line, but that'll go for 18 yards for Kaepernick. Miami Dolphins drive continues. Kaepernick with a nice run there. Davis just not able. Davis has been having an awful game. Just got, even though he has better physical ability, strength, etc., than Santonio Holmes, just gets wrapped up, not able to get off of him. We're going to go user player to Bostic. Sean Green brought down by Vince Wilfork for a gain of 2. And we're just hoping and praying that we can stop the Miami Dolphins from scoring here, or at least keep them to a field goal, which would allow us to come out with the ball after this drive, the ensuing kickoff, with a tie game, an opportunity to build a bit of a lead. Because as of right now, if they score a touchdown, we're going to come in down by 4 points. Here they go wide open to Randall, who's in the middle of 5 Buffalo Bill players who are standing around with their thumbs planted firmly up their rear ends. 14-yard line for the Dolphins. Kaepernick continuing to just pull apart this Buffalo Bill defense. The one mistake he had at the end of the second half the second quarter, came from just holding on to the football too long. When he gets it away quickly, he's been unstoppable today. Here we're finally sending some pressure. Watson moving from the right side to the left side, and it's a handoff to Green. Bostic there to make the tackle. 1-yard loss for Green on the draw play to the left-hand side. Bostic gets in there, and calling the blitz against the draw, that's going to work every time. The scheme works in our favor this time around. Lots of Buffalo Bills there to finish off Green with Bostic. 1-2-2 coming out for the Miami Dolphins here. Harkey and Watson, the two tight ends. Green, the lone running back in the backfield. It's another draw play, and Bruce Irvin's there to make the play. Another loss. So 3rd and 12 coming up here for the Miami Dolphins, who, for whatever reason, are changing their scheme, it seems, completely when getting into the red zone. This is really their first time in the red zone because, of course, their other touchdowns have all been off long, successful passing plays. So 3 wide receivers coming out here for the Miami Dolphins. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go over Storm Brave. We're sending 6, which will put some pressure on our corners, on our safeties. However, pressure has been the only way we've had any success today. And, it's a screen pass to the left side, and Sean Green's going to score easily. The Miami Dolphins beat the blitz with the oldest trick in the book. You run the screen play, they go to the left-hand side. The rest of the coverage across the board was phenomenal. But they beat us on the screen play. 28-24 is the score. Dolphins take the lead here, threatening to hand these Buffalo Bills their first loss, dating back to week 1 of the 2013 season. The Bills so far perfect 20-0 in the regular season, a perfect 3-0 in the playoffs, including the Super Bowl win from last season. Now looking like, hey, we're going to head in the 4th quarter down by a score. Here, Basman Hooker gets some nice room to run it up the right side, up to the 24-yard line. Basman Hooker, I have not been overly impressed with his return ability. And, Jacoby Ford is back. Why do we have Basman Hooker still returning kicks if we have Jacoby Ford back, who was so great for us last season? But anyways, we'll change that in the event that we have another return at all. Hopefully we don't, because that would mean that the Miami Dolphins are done scoring for today. So here, in my opinion, there's basically two things we can do. We can either try and score as quickly as possible or try and score as slowly as possible. With one route basically, meaning that we'll score as fast as we can and thus, hope that we can stop Miami or they can score fast and then we can get one last possession into the game and finish this thing off. The other school of thought being that, if we score really, really slowly, that will mean that you can finish the game by scoring. Now, if we were down by, or if the game was tied, I would be playing this slowly because it would mean that we could kick a field goal with zeros on the clock and make things happen that way. But with that not being the case, I want to score quickly, basically meaning that the Dolphins won't be able to run out the clock and we'll get the last possession. Because if we can score a touchdown here, that puts us ahead by 3. The Dolphins, if we're able to stop them all together, we can run out the clock. If we're not able to stop them, they get a field goal. Then all we need to do is drive the field, get a field goal to seal the win. Or if they get a touchdown, we need to drive for touchdown, but that's okay. We can do that. Here, Eric Baldwin gets out of bounds for a score. Eric Baldwin, a nice gain there. 111 yards for him on today's game. That will be his best single-game performance of the season. Also had a touchdown earlier. Our offense has been unstoppable today. Absolutely phenomenal to see. Aaron Rodgers threw his first incompletion on the last drive, but aside from that was perfect. And only threw that incompletion because he was pressured so heavily. Eric Baldwin, 11 catches on the day. That's the kind of game I want to see him have each and every time we play. He's just so dominant in the short game and the long game. There's nothing he can't do. Here he's lined up in the slot. And open the running back. Ricky Williams, that's my fault. Let him upfield too soon. Ryan Williams not able to bring it down. But Ryan Williams, the reason that we're in this problem at all, Ryan Williams fumbling the game away in the red zone on the last drive. A real shame. He is yet to fumble on this, at that point he was yet to fumble so far on the season, or at least if he had, he didn't cost us a ball. Here out of the backfield, Basman Hooker comes wide open. Knocks a guy on his ass before heading out of bounds. Basman Hooker, 4 receptions, 33 yards in today's game. He's been great. Sets up a first down at the 19-yard line of the Dolphins. 3 receivers set to the left side. We're going to go deep attack. I like bringing our 3 players. Gino Castro in the slot here, heading from left to right over the course of the screen. We're also going to have Williams run his wheel route to the right-hand side. Castro's coming wide open over the middle, and a hand gets in there. That might have been the middle linebacker in the coverage. Castro not able to separate himself from the middle linebacker. That's a shame. He came open, should have been able to bring that one in. Instead, we have 2nd and 10 coming up at the 19-yard line of the Dolphins. Jacoby Ford running a little drag route here. I'd like to see him catch the ball and have some room, and he does. He's got some room in front of him. He puts his head down, gets up there for the first down, but he appears to be, no, he's fine. He gets up. The injury is for the Miami Dolphin player, and that's nice for us because it stops the clock. 7 yards to go before we can put the ball in the end zone. Ryan Williams lined up in the slot for some reason on this one. And we're gonna run up to the right side, and Aaron Rodgers, he fumbles the ball away, but he fumbles it into the end zone, and Ryan Williams picks it up for the touchdown. In the weirdest play possible, we fumble the ball away. Aaron Rodgers just puts his head down, tries to get into the end zone on the carry, fumbles it forwards into the end zone. And we need to see that one again, folks. He's going to be met here by number 28. The ball is dislodged there. It goes forwards. Ryan Williams picks it up. Unbelievable. If you could think of a weirder way for this game to come to, or this drive, not the game yet, but for this drive to come to a close, you can be the judge of that, but that's going to be our screenshot. The miraculous fumble. Anyways, 4:24 left in the game. The Miami Dolphins are down by 3, so we managed to score quickly. We just take a couple minutes off the clock. The goal here is going to be to either have, hopefully we want to stop the Miami Dolphins altogether, but the worst case scenario is what we're hoping for is that the Dolphins score a touchdown, or pardon me, score a field goal with, a minute or so left, trying to send the game to overtime, and then in the last minute, with all 3 of our timeouts intact, we drive the field and kick the game-winning field goal. With that being said, nothing's automatic, so we'll have to wait and see. Saw-O blast is what we're starting this drive off with. Sending a lot of heat. We're just going to watch for the screenplay because that's what killed us this past time. Colin Kaepernick goes to a wide-open Ben Watson, who steps out of bounds for a 6-yard gain at his own 26-yard line. He's got 3 catches for 82 yards in this game, including a touchdown that he really had no business scoring. But that's okay. We're gonna get over that. Move forwards. Keep ourselves afloat in this one. Sanford's going to be in man coverage here on the fullback. We'll pinch him up in case there's run. And sure enough, it is. Sean Green, though, tripped up in the backfield. Thaddeus Gibson with that trip up. Sean Green falls forwards for just a gain of 1. And so a big play coming up here, 3rd and 3 in their own territory. You'd have to think that if they're not successful on this play, that the Miami Dolphins will punt. With the amount of time left in the game. However, that'd be huge for us. Running off the right side, left side, Sean Green, and he makes a double move. Jamarcus Sanford loses his containment. That's frustrating. Jamarcus Sanford had a wonderful opportunity. Thank you for this wonderful replay, Madden, to just stop Sean Green right there, force a punt, end the drive. Instead, Green gets 6 yards off the left side. He's got a 5.8 yard per carry average today. A nice play there for him on the double move. Colin Kaepernick in now. He goes up and over, and my goodness, Drake Kirkpatrick gets absolutely decimated in coverage there. Randall, who had the earlier, he's not the backup tight end. He is, in fact, a slot player. Drake Kirkpatrick was about 3 steps behind, even though that corner route is probably the most common thing you see. That and a quick out in that slot position when you're playing that third cornerback nickel spot. Just awful coverage there. Watson's going to head out to the right side here. We are in zone because, well, man's not working. Colin Kaepernick hits Green out of the backfield, but Vontae Davis comes up with some great support. Tackles Green for a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 coming up here. Hopefully we can keep this drive stalled here. The Miami Dolphins, I don't know what Mason Crosby's range is like, but at this point, they'd be looking at a 57-yarder, which is pretty extreme for most kickers, even by NFL standards. So we're going to hope that we can stop them here, but unfortunately we can't. Santonio Holmes comes open on the quick slant route. Vontae Davis in coverage, not able to do anything on that play. And so the Miami Dolphins set up 3rd and inches here. We're going to go goal line formation. We're going to play it pretty conservatively with John Bostic because one double move could easily equal a touchdown for these Miami Dolphins with Sean Green busting it around the edge. T.Y. Hilton comes in on the option. They're going to go to the air on 3rd. And Sean Green comes out open over out of the backfield, tackled in the red zone. Jason Whirls, and it looked to be Drake Kirkpatrick there to make the play. But these Miami Dolphins come out. They've officially driven the entire field. They are down to the 8-yard line at this point. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. The 2-minute warning just went. Now, at best, they can run 3 plays, or pardon me, I guess 4 plays, because they are 1st and goal at this point. We're sending some heat here. We need our corners to step up. In this game, we've really struggled with man-to-man coverage. Here, Sean Green gets wrapped up. Jamarcus Sanford makes a nice play, kind of doing his pitching in to kind of fix his earlier problems, make up for that earlier mistake, and he's going to get an opportunity to go man-to-man, and Vontae Davis drops the sure interception. Colin Kaepernick almost threw this game away on that play, looking for Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone. Vontae Davis just not able to hit him in the hands, not able to bring it in. Great coverage from him, though. And so a 4-receiver set coming up here for the Miami Dolphins. We're going to spread out our defensive line, go edge rush, try our absolute best to keep Colin Kaepernick contained. Sanford's going to be providing some inside. And, Kaepernick was going the whole way to Watson, who's tackled before he can get to the end zone. And so we're going to call a timeout, not allow the Miami Dolphins to run any time off the clock. They're going to have to kick a field goal here. Fourth and goal from the 2-yard line. They're going to kick a field goal, which will tie this one up. So a huge play. Our defense finally gets an appropriate stop. Miami Dolphins kicking a field goal. Mason Crosby in. Makes it from just 19 yards out. One of the shortest field goals you can legally kick in the NFL. And that ties the game up at 31, which means that with just under 90 seconds left, 1:28 left in the game, the Buffalo Bills will have an opportunity to drive the length of the football field and set up Greg the Leg for a field goal to win this one. We're going to quickly swap out Basman Hooker for Jacoby Ford because Hooker, while he's not a terrible returner, is not nearly as good as Jacoby Ford, who hasn't been in that spot all season because of injury, but he's back now. We got to get him back in his old spot where he was so good for us last year. The ball is going to come down, though, to Gino Castro, who had a wonderful return for us this past time, and he's going to be able to get around the edge again. The contain eventually comes over, though, number 24 making the tackle. Still a nice return to the 30-yard line for Castro, though. We have all of our timeouts left, and it's going to be interesting to see. We have 2 of our timeouts left. The Miami Dolphins have all of their timeouts left. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on here. At first, we're going to be the ones calling the timeouts to keep the clock available for us. But the Miami Dolphins at some point are going to be calling, if we get into field goal range, they're going to be calling timeouts as well. And here, Eric Baldwin up the field for a nice 15-yard gain. We're not going to call a timeout here. We're just going to keep the clock running. We're going to go slants, get Baldwin and Jackson running the quick out routes. And Jackson doesn't come open. We're going to move this one. We're going to throw it away. We did have Mario Manningham potentially open deep there at the last minute, but we're not going to take any chances with this game tied and just over a minute left. So we stop the clock. 2nd and 10 coming up. Still our 2 timeouts remaining at the 45-yard line of the Dolphins. And I would love to get a nice play here, get into Miami Dolphin territory, because that would mean that Miami would start wanting to stop the clock to try and get the ball back, which would allow us to run the football. Here, Doug Baldwin gets up for a gain of about 4 down to the 49-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. So we are in Dolphin range. We call a quick audible here. Clock still running, 3rd and 4. We need a first down here. We got good protection, and Eric Baldwin open downfield. He makes the catch. A miraculous catch for him, and so the Miami Dolphins are starting to call their timeouts. Aaron Rodgers rolling out to the right. Give kudos to Marcus Gilbert, who held his man up on the right side of that offensive line. Phenomenal. And so we now have a chance to run out this game. All we need to do is run the ball a couple of times. And actually, being first down, Dolphins only have 2 timeouts. That means we should be able to get the clock down no matter what. Ryan Williams here off the left side puts his head down at the end of the run, stays in bounds down to the 17-yard line. That gets a first down, which means that we don't even have to run the ball anymore. We've driven the length of the field. We just have to kneel it here, which is what we're going to do. After this first kneel down, the Miami Dolphins should call their timeout, which would mean that we just have to kneel it another time, call a timeout with 2 seconds left, and then Greg the Leg wins it for us. So here we go. We're going to go ahead, call another QB kneel, let the clock run out, because we don't want to kick the field goal with 33 seconds left. We want to kick it with no time left to keep Colin Kaepernick and company off the field, extend our perfect season to 5-0 on the leg of Greg the Leg. So here we go. The clock's running, 30 seconds left. We're going to call the field goal, get our guys onto the field. Provided there's enough time, we'll kick the field goal straight away. We're going to let the clock run just a little bit down. We're going to go, if worse comes to worse, we can just call a timeout. We have 2 left. Instead, we are all lined up with plenty of time left. We got 10 seconds left. Greg the Leg into the game. I like this alignment we have. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. The ball is back. It is up, and it is good. The clock has expired. The game is done. Buffalo Bills come back in this one in a crazy game to win 34-31. The Ryan Williams fumble almost destroys this game for us early in the second half, but instead we rise above. We come away with the win. There's Doug Maroney celebrating his 21st consecutive regular season win. Greg the Leg makes both of his field goals in this one, and look at that. The field goal at the end of the first half ends up being the difference. 34-31, the final score. We'll quickly recap the statistics for you guys. Team stats, 34-31, the final score. Miami Dolphins, 400 yards of offense, 367 for the Buffalo Bills. Rushing the ball, it was 102-77 in favor of Miami. Passing, 298-290, again in favor of Miami. First downs, 18-11 for Buffalo. Kick return yards, 190-50 for Buffalo. Total yards, 557-450 in favor of Buffalo. Turnovers, 1 apiece. Third down conversions, Miami was an impressive 4 of 5. Buffalo, an even better 6 of 7. Fourth down conversions, Buffalo was 0 for 1 on the Ryan Williams fumble. Red zone percentage, both teams were excellent. Dolphins 3 for 3. Buffalo Bills 4 for 5. The one exception being the fumble from Ryan Williams. The Miami Dolphins had the lone penalty in this game, 1 for 15. Time of possession, 12-17 for Buffalo, 11-43 for Miami. Player stats, here we go. We're going to have some crazy performances in this one. Aaron Rodgers, 28 of 32 for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Completion percentage of 87. Colin Kaepernick, very impressive as well. 14 of 20 for 298, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick, though that pick was the difference. Sean Green, 11 carries for 59 yards. Ryan Williams, 9 for 51 and a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 5 for 26. Colin Kaepernick, 2 for 43. Receiving the ball, Eric Baldwin was by far the best receiver today. He is hot. 13 catches for 152 yards and 1 touchdown. Doug Baldwin, 4 for 40. Deshaun Jackson, 4 for 50 and a touchdown. Basman Hooker was a very popular receiver today, 4 for 33 and a touchdown. Ben Watson led the Miami Dolphins in catches, 4 for 87. Leading yardage man for Miami was Ruben Randall, 3 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. Aside from that, Buffalo also got 2 receptions from Ryan Williams for 14 yards. And Jacoby Ford had 1 for 11. Gino Castro had 1 drop. Defensively, Josh Wilson led the game with 7 tackles. Leading it for Buffalo was Bruce Irvin and Vontae Davis, each with 4 tackles. Tackles for a loss, Demario Davis, the middle linebacker for these Miami Dolphins, had 2, while Bostic and Irvin each kicked in 1. And Vontae Davis, pardon me, all 3 of those guys kicked in 1 for the Bills. Sacks in this game, Cortez Allen had the lone sack for the Miami Dolphins. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie had a lone pick in the game for the Buffalo Bills. Greg DeLeg went 2 for 2. Mason Crosby went 1 for 1. Kick returns, Gino Castro 3 for 108. Basman Hooker 3 for 82. LaRod Stevens-Howling 1 for 26, and Joe McKnight 1 for 24. And there were no punt returns or punts in this game to speak of. All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining me. Happy Friday. Buffalo Bills improved to 5-0 in a squeaker at home against another division rival. 2 back-to-back games this week on Tuesday and Friday, respectively, against division rivals that really turned out to be close games. But, hey, if they're not close, then they're not fun. So thank you guys for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the audio today. Again, let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what I could do better. Or if you just think this is perfect, it's the best thing since sliced bread, let me know that as well. So I'll see you guys. Yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll see you on Monday. I'm Tuxedo T-shirt, and I'm out.